And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're talking about a game called Splendor. Now, Splendor is a game about collecting gems and jewels, which is certainly a theme that happens a lot. But what caught my eye about Splendor was that the game comes with poker chips, and quality poker chips at that. Now, that certainly doesn't mean it's a good game or not, so let's take a look. At the beginning of the game, you're going to have 3 decks of cards here. Each deck, there's 3 types, level 1, 2, and 3. You'll place 4 cards face up for each of the types, and then you'll put some personages at the top of the game, depending on how many players there are. If in a 4-player game, you'd put 5, for example. On the side of the board, we'll have poker chips that represent different gems. These are a really nice weight, these poker chips, and as you can see, they have stickers on both sides. There are 5 gems, and then there is gold, which counts as a wild. One player goes first, and then turns will go around the table until someone scores 15 points. On your turn, there's 4 different things you can do. You can take 3 of these gems, as long as they are different types. It doesn't include gold. You can take 3 of the 5 gems. Or you can take 2 of the same gem. You cannot take 2 of the same gem if there is 3 or less available. In that case, you have to pick one of 3 different kinds. You can also take a gold piece, which is a wild, just one of those, and you can pick any card that's face up or draw off the top of the stack. If you do so, this card is in your reserve, and you essentially can buy this card, but anyone can buy the cards that are face up, but you also could buy any cards you have in your personal reserve, and you can have up to 3 cards in your personal reserve. There's no negative penalty to taking these cards, so taking them is a cool way to make sure that only you can build a certain card, and it also gives you these gold pieces, which are wild. So buying a card, like I said, you can buy one from your hand, or you can buy one that's face up on the table. When you buy a card, you are simply going to look at the price on that card. For example, this elephant card here costs 5 diamonds, white diamonds, and 3 of the blue gems. So you would simply pay those to the bank, and you would build that. And you would then take that card and place it in front of you. Now, these cards do 2 things. One, they give you points. So you can see there's many different points here. 2 points, 3 points, 5 points, 1 point. You say, but Vasel, there are cards that have no points on them. Well, that's because when you take a card, not only do you get the points on it, but it also gives you a bonus or a discount on all future purchases. So let's say I buy this card. I pay 2 whites and 2 greens. From now on, whenever I buy anything that costs a black, I can pay 1 less black. So if I have that card in front of me and I want to build this one, instead of paying a white, blue, red, and black, I would simply pay a white, blue, and red. And this stacks. So if I have 3 of the black gems in front of me and I want to build this card here, I don't have to pay all this. I can pay 3 blues, 3 greens, 5 reds, and then I don't have to pay any blacks. And once you get a lot of different cards, your bonuses will stack to the point where you can actually take a card for free if you have enough bonuses in front of you. Now, at the top of the table are these personages. These folks will come to you automatically at the end of your turn if you have cards equal to what's shown in them. So if I have 4 rubies and 4 emeralds, then she will come and visit me and I'll get 3 points automatically. Now, that takes a lot to get to, but you don't have to pay for them. They just show up, and only 1 will go to a player per turn. So anyway, you keep going until someone gets to 15 points. At that point, you finish out the round at making sure everyone gets the same amount of turns, and whoever has the most points, likely the person who got to 15, is the winner. Splendor is great, and I'll tell you why. Because it fits that sweet spot of just being a simple game, but with a lot of fun, great components, easy to teach, easy to learn, and just so much going on. In fact, I think, now I am not a Spielers Jahres judge, but this should be a nominee for their award. Hands down, this is exactly the kind of game. In fact, this game gave me a lot of the same feelings as Ticket to Ride. Now, hear me out. It's not like Ticket to Ride in many ways, but it gave me that same thing. In Ticket to Ride, I'm collecting cards, using those cards to put routes on the board and connecting routes. Here, I'm collecting chips, using those chips to get these cards, and it has, one of the neat things about this game is it has that really cool discount feature. So what you can do is you can spend your time at the beginning of the game buying a lot of those cards that give no points but gives you great discounts. You can go buy the bigger ones or even try to get the different famous people to come visit you. Those famous people are not a game changer. I've yet to see someone concentrate on just getting those people winning the game, but they can swing the game in your favor because they are 3 points, and 3 points can be quite a bit, in a 15-point game. But you could just try to save up and go straight for bigger ones, try to get great discounts to take cards for free. But at the same time, the game is not that complex. It's not that varied. I think people looking for a deeper game might be disappointed, but I am just fascinated. There is something great. I mean, it's a good thing these are poker chips because they're grabbed so much during the course of the game. But there's some cool things you can do. You can take a card so someone else doesn't get it. You have to sit there and decide, 2 of the same color will really help me get a card, but that's only 2 chips as opposed to 3. You have a limit of 10 chips that you can keep, so you have to keep that in mind. How many chips am I going to get? You can sometimes when you're taking that gold one, and you'll draw a card off the top, hoping that it's a card that you have a lot of bonuses for and you can play, especially near the end of the game. When, let's say, for example, I have 5 reds in front of me, I have a discount of 5, but there's no reds out there. I can hope that the top card has some reds. Great game. Plays very quickly. Once you know what you're doing, 30-minute game easily. I guess I wish it went to 5 players, but with 4 players, it's still very fun. Highly, highly recommend this one. Staying in my collection, Splendor.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.
Yeah?